Lay it on me, man. I'm ready to jump in when you guys are.
So obviously you have a lot of experience teaching, training, developing sales companies as well as the owners and reps.
hmm
Where did you start? Where did you get like the experience from? Have you been in the industry? Were you in door to door? Like tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that.
Yeah. Good question. So I fell into it on accident. I mean, I did what everyone told you to do. And that's like follow your passion, right? Follow your heart. And at that time, that was natural medicine. So I was studying massage therapy, and then I went to this school, which unfortunately is no longer COVID shut them down. But I went to the school, ended up getting all these certifications. Absolutely loved it. Was working my way up. I was instructing. I was actually on pace to be close to helping run this school, and I ended up some life things came up. Needed to make a move. Got a job in an oversaturated market and was earning $19,000 a year, $1,600 a month, whatever that math equals.
Gee.
And my rent and utilities was like 1,200, and then I was living on $4.20 a day in groceries. And I literally didn't even go out to Subway for like a foot long $5 sandwich. Like I was broke, as you can imagine. So I reached this point that my family was getting together for Easter, and I couldn't afford gas to drive 2 hours to see him. And I was in my 20s. I had to ask my mom for $20 in gas, which was just like demoralizing. So um, on that drive in, she had sent me the money, the $20, and I was like, "This is demasculating. I'm an adult man. How do I, $20 for gas? No way." So I ended up on that drive in calling her to thank her, and I was like, "I got to do something different." And she goes, your stepdad, his name's Ron. He's like, Ron was earning really good money. He was in the roofing industry, and he was very successful in the roofing business, and worked in a different kind of market. They worked in high end metal, mostly retail. And he says, you can earn six figures selling roofs door to door. And I was like, what? No way. No one earns six figures without like going to school and working your way up.
Right. Being a
So
doctor, lawyer.
yeah, being a doctor, lawyer, something. So I end up finding that there's this market I never heard of. I didn't even know there was a hailstorm in my backyard, and I interviewed with a bunch of companies, chose the one that had the best culture. Um, a jive with the owner. Unfortunately, it was, we had multiple offices, and that office wasn't at that time set up the way it later was. So my training was like, here's a shirt, here's a hat, this is 3-tab, this gets damaged more, here's a dimensional shingle, this gets damaged less. Here's a contingency agreement and a stack of flyers, go make sales happen. I didn't know where to go. I didn't have a ladder. I didn't know how to set a ladder up. And it was like
You know
kind of
what's so
piecing
funny about that?
together. What's
And not to
that?
cut you off, we had the same exact experience where we came on and there was no pitch, no nothing. It was just literally, this is a 3-tab, this is an architectural,
Yeah.
and don't knock the architecturals yet. This is a 3-tab, and
Yeah.
just go out there and learn.
And make magic happen.
Yep,
Yeah, it was tough. So you can relate.
definitely,
I had
definitely.
a rough start, and I had about 2 grand in my name. I ended up quitting the massage thing. I was trying to juggle both, didn't work. Cut it loose, and I was like, I got to make money like now,
Hmm.
and made my first sale off of cold calls, a commercial property, small commercial property, privately owned, and that was my first sale. Changed my life. And
Cold
then
calling?
well, yeah, cold calling. I was leaving the gym, and it was a for rent sign, and I called them up, landed that deal, met the adjuster. The adjuster fell through the roof, which was only funny because he didn't get hurt. I caught him, which
You
helped get the
brought
roof.
him?
Yeah, he fell through, man. They put,
Are you gonna buy the room? No? All
yeah,
right.
which he did. It clearly worked in my favor because it was marginal damage on this one. And then fast forward, 8 months, I had generated my first six figures of income, broke my income goal by about 40%, which was awesome. And then very quickly worked my way up through different roles in the company, from an office manager to a regional manager to our GM to our chief operating officer or vice president of the company, and helped us run in 5 states and 6 different cities, and grew our sales team up. And then what I love doing was helping people use this industry to change their lives. And that's what led to this whole thing inadvertently, through a series of transitions. So that's the story of how it all started. But no experience, largely self-taught, and a relentless student of books and learning and sales study and
Yeah.
practice.
No, great, great. And just for a quick recap for those who don't know, right now we're talking to the Roof Strategist, Adam Bensman. This is Roofs by Don.
Stay in the mansion.
And we're on Goats4Sales right now, the new podcast. So, a real quick question. As far as for, well, me, I first met you at a conference, in passing, things like that. Do you
Yeah.
think these conferences work out for what do you think about these conferences for roofing sales guys, or like say new guys who's never been to one?
Oh, there's always, here's the thing. With every show, with every conference, there's always a golden nugget you'll walk away with,
Right.
always.
Yes. Yes.
And, um, it depends on your attitude and what you want from the show. Some are more catered towards owners. Some are more catered towards a wider audience. I would just be clear. Look at the agendas before you go as a salesperson,
Mm-hmm.
and attend the things. The conference game, so to speak, has evolved so much, and everyone's really competing on, at least should be. And for what I'm seeing is competing on value. How can we bring
More
more
value.
people, the right talent, more breakout sessions, more speakers, more diversity? So yeah, there's always a gem, man. I mean, this
What you thought
little
about RoofCon?
Roof Count was awesome. I absolutely loved it. And unfortunately, I didn't get to attend many of the sessions because I had a line at my booth for multiple hours every day. And
Good problems.
it was great, man. I mean, I love connecting with people, and I'm there to serve. I'm not there. Of course, I love learning. Ed Milet's presentation was awesome. He was one of the few that I got to go to. But no, the conference was great. I can't wait to go back next year. And I'm there to serve. I ran a breakout session there as well. I spoke there. I was on the sales and recruiting panel. And when I have an opportunity to engage with people, everyone was breaking down their booths on Sunday
Yeah.
at 2, and you close at 3. I had some of my amazing people that are around me breaking my booth down so I could keep serving the people that were there and still helping coach people through stuff. So I love it, man. It was great. Getting
I
together
like
with
that.
folks is awesome. Always awesome.
And then I see that you had before I had cut you off, you had picked up a book. You were gonna show us something.
Oh yeah, I was saying when you having a I I bring this everywhere. Journal. I
Okay.
write all the time, and it's amazing what I find with conferences. To go back on that, take notes. I mean, sometimes it's the weirdest breakthrough. You'll be like, I've been at some shows that don't bring as much value, but what's interesting is when you dedicate the time, you shut out the rest of your life, right? And you're there, you're present with your thoughts and
Hmm.
this intention of I'm here to find something that's going to help me with a breakthrough. And when you have that intention set, you might be sitting there and be like, well, this speaker didn't really bring much. It's not what I wanted. But then all of a sudden you have this epiphany and you're like, wait, all right. I realize that if I do this, and then all of a sudden that one little gem
Hmm.
lights the world on fire. So to me,
I agree.
yeah, it's like, it doesn't even
The
really
aha
matter how
moment.
good.
The aha
Exactly.
moment. Yeah.
Giving yourself the space to have the aha moment, because we all know this business, there's not a lot of time to think. I mean, we are
Yeah.
just go, 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 go all the time.
One
So,
person said at the conference, Roof Hustlers. I see that you guys
Deshaun,
rock with
yeah,
each other a lot. Yeah, Deshaun
yeah,
Bryant. Yeah, so we like him a lot too. He's our guy. And he's everybody's guy apparently, right? And we seen that one thing that he said at the conference, he wasn't even talking to me. He was actually doing the Anthony Carr show. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Patrick
He
Carr
was.
show.
Yeah.
Patrick
Yeah.
Carr, sorry. He
Patrick
was doing the
Carr.
Patrick Carr show. And he was speaking to Patrick Carr, and I was just overhearing him, and he was like, one thing that a lot of people do at conferences is they'll go and they'll go for the, oh yeah, I'm doing the same for the confirmation. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, don't go for confirmation, go for the correction. So just go for,
Yeah,
you're gonna get the confirmation,
yeah,
but go for the one
Yeah.
thing you can
No.
change. And that kind of was like a nugget for me. It's kind of like a aha. Let me look
yeah,
at this thing differently.
yep.
Yeah,
It's
so
That's all. Deshaun, it's funny. I was on the phone with Deshaun the other day. I'm like, dude, I got to hire you to be my mindset coach. I
yeah.
mean, and it's true. Our biggest threat in life, and of course in sales, it's not what we know, it's what we don't know.
Hmm.
And what we want to continually do is question everything and peel back those layers of how can I do better. And I'll tell you, the best salespeople. I was in a room training a team of sales reps in Minneapolis area, and there were 47 sales reps in the room. And what was really interesting is their top performer, guy's earning over $500,000 a year every year.
Hmm.
And he was pen and paper ready, taking notes while I'm there. And Meanwhile, I'll see other folks that sit there in training and they do one of these things, teach me something I don't know. And this is what I call
Exactly.
arrogance. Arrogant salespeople never exceed.
Yeah, no.
Not in the long term. They know it all. They have excuse-itis. That lead didn't close because the homeowner, there's this and this. Yeah, that was a garbage lead. I'm not waiting. I'm like, nope. When I hear that mindset, I'm just like, I don't even want to waste my time.
Exactly.
You are proven to be unteachable.
Exactly.
And I only have so much energy to give, and my energy is not best leveraged on helping people want to care. And as one of my clients said, this goes to Russ for anyone. Russ is a member of the Pitch Pro movement, which is my kind of the group I work with on an intimate basis. And Russ says, all you got to do is give a damn. And I like that. He's like, when you give a damn, when you care, you find answers. When you care, you invest in your people. So yeah. Anyway, it's always fascinating to me to see that difference of people are like, well, what don't I know? How can I improve my pitch? How can I improve my closing? How can I work more efficiently? How can I better my mindset? How can I better my daily plan? This is where we learn. So yeah, shout out to Deshaun Bryant. Very intelligent
I like
man.
that.
Hustlers.
We can let him know he got a shout out on the show too.
Yeah.
I will.
So quick question. I think that this is what a lot of people would want to know, or really this is what I would want to know.
Mhm.
And so a lot of people always wants to give value, and I see a lot of people who wants to do sales training or sales coaching, things like that.
Yeah.
But what I see that you do specifically, that's real different than a lot of people is it's almost like you give everything away for free. It's like you have this, if they go on your site, the roofstrategist.com, they'll go on there, they'll see how you have the link, you could do the free downloads. You open it up and it's basically like a whole playbook. It's a big textbook. It has different chapters, everything. You click it, it's videos,
Yeah.
each section. So with all that being said, my question is, how do you give all that for free? Because me, I'm learning. You hear all these sayings. The game is to be sold, not told. But you're giving everything away for free. But then at the same time, too, you do sales trainings and you do classes and stuff. So how do you give something for free and provide that value, but then still where's the balance in that? If you give us some insight.
The balance is to stay uncomfortable. I give away a lot for free. There's a lot of people that will watch my free stuff and succeed. And then the folks that want to go deeper or they want a system. Here's the thing, if let's just use this example. Say you had your dream house you wanted to build. You could very likely go online and you could find, all right, well, I need to first draw my plans. And you could find a video on how to draw your plans. And then the next thing is, all right, well, I need to work on my excavation. And then you could go find the video on excavation. All right, now I need to frame it. And then you find a video on framing. And you could piece all this together. And what I provide to people, by the way, I have a lot to give. I don't give it all away for free. I give a lot away for free. People say, how do you do? Well, that's because I have a lot. And what I provide to companies, the people, and I get this question a lot. Well, I watch all your stuff. Why would I hire you? Why would I buy your programs? What I provide is it's funny. I do the training part for free. Yeah, people hire me and pay a lot of money for training. And there's a variety of reasons. One, there's a lot that goes on when we're in person. When I can sit there and diagnose your pitch, when you and I can do role play, when we're in the room together, there's just different magic that happens. And then for folks that are, the most cost-effective solution is online. But what I've provided is I've cloaked my online training center into I'm able to give people the training they need in the right order in 9.5 hours to cover everything with the strategy. So any rep can go through there, have a daily plan built around their goal, have access to all the marketing material they need to use, stitch it into a step-by-step plan to make their first sale, how to dominate the neighborhood, teach them every single thing they're going to know at the door in terms of how to approach the door, what to say, the 7 different scenarios to pitch for storm, the 4 different ones to pitch for retail, then how to run a sales appointment start to finish. Because what we all do in this industry is we wing it, right? But my mission is to help people win. If people call me and say, hey, what do you have to offer? Do you know what I do? I say, you should go learn about that on your own. Here's a link to my YouTube channel. I don't sell people. I hang up and they go look at it. And I say, I want you to go have some wins. Test my approach. If I'm helping you make wins on the free stuff, I want you to imagine what's inside when I can give you a start to finish plan that now is being used by thousands of sales reps in some of the top 100 roofing companies. So
here's the juice. Hey, Roof Strategist. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And that's the fun thing. Like I teach a lot because often what we're looking for, is boom, it's the block right in front. Like this is what's standing in front of me. How do I get it through that? So when I approach my material, I want to help people at fast win. What can I do to help you go from here to there faster than you could have done without it? And those little wins give people a taste. They let people get excited. And most importantly, they see if my style jives with them. I'm not for everybody. If you like this name and this name, you're going to hate my stuff because it's very different. It's conversational. It's value based. It's not pushy. It's persistent. Believe me, it is persistent, but it uses a very unique conversation style. So at any rate, that's kind of the difference of how I can provide is what I ultimately provide people on an investment level is a turnkey strategy that's proven and being used in the field, where what I provide out for free is here's a bunch of free training and I want to help you win. And I'll have folks, I just brought on a new company that have been following me for 6 years and then they decided to be a customer. That's fine. I'm in this for the long run. I'll be here in 6 more years. Do what you want. I'm in no rush. I'll be here. And, but yeah, anyway, does that answer your question?
No, it definitely does. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah.
What so I guess the biggest thing is you give a lot of value, which is awesome, and like I said, I've known you from the beginning, watching with the long hair and at your own house. What type of value do you want to see from other people that you aren't giving?
That's a good question. I think people bringing their own originality and their own creativity is what it's all about. I know my lane. I used to be everything to everybody. I used to, before you saw the YouTube channel started, by the way, because I worked with companies one-on-one only. There's $3,000 a month and you got 1 hour a week with me and that's it. And, we did some high value stuff. I worked on scaling sales operations from a people and a process standpoint, but I worked pretty exclusively with owners. I'm getting somewhere with this to directly answer your question. Okay. And I didn't get to interact with the sales reps. And I realized like I was good. I was the COO, but we had an operations guy. We had a guy who was running our production. We had a guy running our supplements. I was good at these things. I was by no means great at them. And I realized that the jack of all trades is truly a master of none. We know this. That's why when you hire a handyman, you get like an okay job done on the addition on your house versus hiring a proper home builder or a contractor. Yeah. So I've learned my specialty is helping sales reps succeed and arming them with a plan. Now, to me, growth from the bottom up. So I've found my lane and I've developed my proprietary systems and formulas and approaches and strategies that I've proven. And I think that there's so many different niches within our niche of roofing sales, from the supplement side to the documenting side to getting roofs approved to understanding the insurance process to the technical knowledge to the product knowledge to the hiring side of things, right? Like I'm good in a leadership standpoint, but you guys recruit like a boss. That's a different realm. And as people find their sweet spot to really identify what am I good at, what's my lane, what do I do better than others, and what do people want from me? And I think that people bringing that gift to the industry, like I've got a call I'm looking over here with Francesca De Silva with Roof in a Bag, which I just discovered because, by the way, Patrick Card Show.
I heard about that through his Instagram.
Yeah, it's funny. That's how I've heard about it too. And I reached out to her. I was like, this is awesome. Like people know they need to bring samples and you make it easy. And that is like its own niche. So
is the Roof in a Bag similar to Roof in a Box, like with GAF? Are you familiar? Let
me find out. Google didn't work fast enough, so we'll save it. I don't know the answer to that.
Basically just shows it's basically a roof in a box. So it shows the decking, it shows to the drip edge, to the felt, the ice and water, starter strip, and then the actual shingle up to the ridge bed.
Yeah, gotcha. So from what I've seen, it looks a little different. But at either rate, the point is, and I don't want to explain it because I haven't sat down with Elizabeth.
No problem.
But you can go to the website, Roof in a Bag. I love the way that the samples are in there and assembled and unique to the company with all the color pieces. And it, again, that fills a hole. Like I teach a lot on sales, but I can't, one thing that's interesting in my position is there are all my material is set up, and my strategies, my training, and my marketing material is designed to be used regardless of age, experience, budget, or technological capabilities. I have companies that are still working on this, and companies that have every software in the entire world, companies that don't have a presentation. Some use a 3-ring binder, some use a virtual presentation, some have a tablet. So I can't say like only go this way. Why? Because I know in real life, that's not how it works. That may be better, but this company can still be an amazing company, not do that or not do it yet. Right. So as people develop their specialties, I love bringing samples in, but I can't force everyone to. Plus, there's things you need to be aware of, like when you bring a sample board into that $1 million home and the granules shed off onto the wood floor, and you step on them, and now you just destroyed their wood flooring. People need to be aware of these things. So having that solution of like,
it off my deductible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So those are the things I want to see, man, is just people finding their lane, finding their sweet spot, finding the big problems they solve. That's the number one rule of entrepreneurship. Find a problem, solve it, be specific, So I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No, I really like that answer.
When did you start doing roofing sales? What year?
2011.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how long did it take for you to then transition from doing sales to being a sales coach?
That's a very good question. My first year is when I started coaching others, because I was succeeding, and then I started coaching them while selling. And then obviously up through the business, but I was in the business for 5 sales seasons before transitioning into this side of things as a coach and trainer. So, yeah. And I did have a break. The roofing industry burned me out. I stayed in direct sales, working at a very deep level with a lot of companies that had a similar sales process, meaning really expensive products, needing people to get them to raise their hand and say, I'm interested. So I designed their entire sales process, their sales funnel, their online experience for that person that should buy for their prospect, designing their offer and crafting, and then actually training sales teams on how to sell these things. So auditing sales calls that were done over Zoom or recorded phone calls, and working with teams on an ongoing basis. So it was really fun to like do roofing sales myself, coach roofing sales, take a break, and work with these companies in another sales realm, and then bring all of these learnings back. And a lot of those learnings help enhance what I do now as the roof strategist. Is like, listen, I've sold membership organizations. I've sold life insurance to multimillionaires. I've sold financial products. I've sold web services, digital agencies, you name it. Like it just goes and goes and goes. And all of those learnings, applying them to roofing sales of what works, has been just so fun, because the best way to learn is by being in the room and watching the sale. And I was able to do that training my teams a baby face. So I was the helper. I just sat there pretending like I was here to help, and I could watch what the rep said and how the homeowner responded. I was just the silent observer. And then I got to do this even deeper when I was auditing Zoom recordings of sales that are over online, or sales over the phone, and finding in a lot of this stuff, like one of my clients, I'm under a strict NDA. I can't share the name, but they were their close rate, this is no joke. It was in the legal space. That's all I can share. They were a law firm. Their wanted case rate was closed week over week, tracked, because it's expensive. 90 to 100% close rate on the phone week over week, based on designing the entire process of how the phone call went, and listening to a call, recording, okay, coaching the team, play the recording. This is what happened. This is what we're going to change. Boom. And then we just skyrocketed that. And there was literally weeks where we'd be like, close rate this week, 100%. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So it was, learning how people, and a lot of it is very subtle things, like understanding. This was, by the way, one of the biggest things that influenced my closing strategy. The car park formula is overcoming the biggest objections right away, because people are thinking about this, and the way they ask later. So in our industry, it's the deductible or price. But yeah, so been in it a bit, man. Going on, I don't even know, 12 or 11, 12 years, something like that.
As far as for sales wise, so when you're just a salesperson, what's the most you made in a year? What's the most, not money wise, what's the most you sold in a year?
Sold? Yeah, that's a good question. Not as much as some of the people I coach. My first year, I sold 1.4 million. And then from there, and given this was 11 years ago, this is where we were fighting at 300 a square. And I didn't have a leaderboard, so I have to clarify this. I can't give you a printout of our CRM. Okay. This year we didn't have CRMs. Okay. There were no CRMs. We were fighting for 300 a square back then. But based on retrofitting what I earned in that year, that's my closest calculation, was about 1.4 million, because we didn't track those sales individually. And then very quickly from there, I worked my way up, and I was running teams, and I helped close and bring in a couple of one specific multi-million-dollar project. There's a variety. I spearheaded a lot of our commercial sales or higher end sales, the apartment complexes, the retirement communities, things like that.
That's
Nice,
awesome.
nice.
So,
Jeez.
yeah.
So now,
I guess in today's numbers,
the everything strategist, it sounds like.
dude. But here's the thing: it's all sales. That's
true,
like
that's
really
true.
what it boils down to is understanding what. Here's the part that I love about sales. It's all this simple. Okay. Understanding the customer, understanding their pains and problems, understanding what they want, and understanding the solution, the product or the service. And all you got to do is link these up into the simplest deliverable to distill this messaging and communicate clearly with these folks. And all sales aren't the same, by the way. Like selling a $20 widget on Amazon is very different than what I'll call a consultative sale, meaning it's in person. We're going to talk for 20 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, to make the sale happen, versus go to a website, learn about the thing, click go. And those are very different product sales because of the commitment from the buyer, which I could go into all those details. We'd be here for a long time, but I'll go as deep as you want. But anyway, but yeah, it's just about understanding people. And so I think the biggest mistake in sales, and the biggest one I made early, is, what do I want from this? And that's the number one thing we got to kill in our mind. Not what do I want. Homeowners feel the bullseye on their back. How can I help you? How do I remove myself from having a desired outcome? So even now, like, I don't want a sale ever. I know people are going to say, hey, that's crazy, but I don't. I sell like a doctor. What do you need first, so I can diagnose what the problem is, and then I'll prescribe a solution. And it's up to you if you're going to take treatment. I'm not going to bring you home and shove the pill down your throat. If you don't want to get better and you don't believe in the treatment, then you're not my customer, and that's okay. And when we remove ourselves from that, homeowners, this big shift happens, because believe me, new salespeople are starving for that sale. They want that commission check.
Exactly.
They're desperate. And that desperate, I think Bensman said this on one of his, I think he called it commission breath. And I love that. I never heard that, but that's the same idea. And Ben, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But again, that was his language to describe the over desire, what I consider the over desire of wanting a sale. And when we remove ourselves from the desired outcome, we act as an advisor, and homeowners look at you as like the educator. You're the one that walked me through it. And then you win the business on their free will. They chose you versus being pushed into it. So anyway, I love
juice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. And I just wanted to give Ben credit for that really cool line. What was that?
No, Sal, we like that a lot. We like it a lot. That's like nice little nuggets.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's actually great for for part one. Let's say the episode. We got the Roof Strategist, Adam Bensman. We got Roofs by Don right here.
They're in the mansion.
And we on Goats4Sales podcast. We're gonna be able to tune in on Friday. We're gonna have it on Goats4Sales.com. So we'll have it nice and edited for you guys. Do you want to say one last thing to them just before we get off? Obviously, log on to the roofstrategist.com so they can download and see all the videos and all the content.
Watch all the free videos.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. No, if anyone's interested in following along, jump on YouTube, the Roof Strategist. And I got a free Pitch Like a Pro roofing sales training video library, Don, the one that you were mentioning. It's available at theroofstrategist.com. And follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram's at Roof Strategist. Facebook, my name, Adam Bensman. And happy to follow along. I do a lot of behind the scenes things of what's coming and sharing some fun stuff. So guys, thank you for having me on. I'm honored to be here. I like what you guys are doing, and it sounds like you're making a splash in the industry and helping people in an area that really needs it.
We really appreciate that. We're just trying to be like you. We got a couple more years to go.
I gotta grow my hair out and then cut it and then grow it out and then
all that. But we're getting there.
Yeah, awesome guys. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
Disappearing act.
All right, have a good one, guys.